What's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. Your boy JP here, hoping to make your install life a whole lot easier. And today we're going to talk about how to wire up subs, specifically dual voice coil subs. If you're into that type of thing, please consider subscribing or following, because that's what we do here at this channel. Anything car audio, install, product review, or just basic car audio knowledge related, that's what this channel is about. So this right here is a subwoofer. In order for this sub to produce any type of bass, you have got to give power to these push terminals, one of them positive and one of them is going to be negative. Now on the other side of the push terminal, you're going to have what's called a tensile lead. The tensile leads are woven onto the spider of the sub and they go all the way to the middle of the sub. Now they attach to this cylinder with a whole bunch of copper wire wrapped around it, which is called the voice coil. Now when you add power to this voice coil, it creates a magnetic field, and since you have a magnet attached to the bottom of the sub, it causes that sub to react, going up and down. That's how you produce the bass. Now some subs only have one set of positive and negatives. Those are called single voice coil subs. But these subs are dual voice coils, which means they have two sets of positives and negatives. Now with the single voice coil sub, it's easy to wire up. The positive from the sub goes to the positive on the amp, the negative on the sub goes to the negative on the amp. And whatever resistance value that sub has, that's what the amp is going to see. We're going to determine how much power is coming out of the amplifier. For example, we're going to look at the SMD 2000.1D that we installed a while back inside the 08 Camry. Now at 4 ohms, this amp is going to output 800 watts. At 2 ohms, the amp is going to output 1400 watts. And at 1 ohm, the amp is going to output 2000 watts. So with that being said, if you have a single 4 ohm sub, then that amplifier is going to output 800 watts to that sub. If it's a single 2 ohm, then the amp is going to output 1400 watts to that sub. But doing it with the dual voice coil sub is a little bit more involved because you have to wire up both of the voice coils in order for the sub to move properly. And there's two ways that you can wire that sub up. It's either going to be series or parallel. Now series means that you're going to be adding the resistance, and parallel means you're going to be dividing the resistance. For example, this DD Audio 9510 ESP that we got is a dual 2 ohm sub. If we wire that up in series, then that means that this dual 2 ohm sub is now a 4 ohm sub. If we wire it up in parallel, we're going to divide the resistance, and that dual 2 ohm sub is now going to be wired down to a 1 ohm sub. So that's going to determine whether my SMD 2K is going to output 800 watts to this sub or 2000 watts to this sub. And the same thing applies for a dual 4 ohm sub like this Tesla Audio 1.5 K10 that I got. If we wire that up in series, then you're going to add those resistances together. 4 plus 4 is 8. That means we're going to make that an 8 ohm sub. So we wire it up in parallel, we're going to be dividing the resistance. So instead of a dual 4 ohm sub, we will now make that a 2 ohm sub. And at 2 ohms, that 10 will get 1400 watts from the SMD2K. And that's why this is so important, because depending on how we wire these up is going to determine how much power we're going to get from the amp. So before we actually start wiring up subs, we need to determine what type of sub we have. And the best way to do it, not just the easiest, but the best way, is to get a digital multimeter. And the first thing you want to do with your multimeter is take the two probes and touch them together. Reason being because sometimes, depending on the type of multimeter you have, if you touch the two test leads together, you may see some resistance within the test leads. So if this says like 0.5, when you go to measure your subs, you know you have a variance of 0.5. So whatever you have, you need to subtract 0.5 from that. Now this one is still showing 0, so whatever we measure should be pretty accurate. We want to put our test leads right here on one of the coils and watch that rise up and see what it says. So that is reading 4.4 ohms. And what we want to do is turn the sub around and measure it again. So that right there lets me know that both of my coils are good for one, and they're both reading 4.4. But that test is something that you need to do every single time you get a sub. I know a lot of people say, well, I'm just going to buy it right off the website and it said dual 4. I understand, but humans make mistakes. There's been times where I've seen people say they bought a dual 4 and they ended up getting a dual 2. And if you're one of them, I always wire my stuff positive, positive, negative, negative type of people, then that means that you're going to be wiring your sub in parallel. So you may think that you're getting 2 ohms because you thought you bought a dual 4, but since you actually received a dual 2 and you didn't check it, then you wire your sub down to 1 ohm. And let's just say your amp is not 1 ohm stable. 2 ohm stable, 1 ohm stable, all that means is that your amplifier will run efficiently and put out power at that resistance. Like the SMD2K. The SMD2K is a 1 ohm stable amplifier. So if I wire my subs down to 1 ohm, it's not going to overheat or go into protect mode because it can't take it. But if you bought a 2 ohm stable amp and you thought you was wiring it down to 2 ohms but didn't check, then your amp can possibly go into protect mode. You can damage something, all because you didn't get the right sub or you didn't check to make sure you had the right resistance. So hopefully all that information actually helped, because it kind of gives you a better understanding of why you want to pick the right sub to go with the right amplifier. If you guys want a video on that, I will teach you how to pair those two things up. But now let's get into how to actually wire it up. So if we're gonna, first thing I like to do is like take some speaker wire. This is just a paired speaker wire, and then I want to go from coil to coil. Now, me personally, I like to have my stuff exact length. That's just me. So I usually like to take the speaker wire and I'll go inside one coil, inside the middle of one coil, to kind of represent it going inside the terminal. And then I'll come over here and do the same thing with the other side, and then I'll cut it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and rip it apart, because I'm going to show y'all how to wire up something in series. When you're wiring up your sub in series, you need to have a jumper. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take the positive on one coil, and we're going to wrap it around and hook it up to the negative on the other coil. So with the positive of one coil hooked up to the negative of the other coil, we're going to stick our multimeter in the coils that don't have a wire inside of them, because those are going to be the ones that go to the positive and negative output of your amp. With this dual 4 hooked up in series, that amp is going to see 8 ohms of resistance. Now at 8 ohms, you're not going to get a lot of power coming out your amp. As a matter of fact, the higher the resistance, the lower amount of power that you're going to get coming out that amp. The lower the resistance, the more power that you're going to get out the amp. But there is a trade-off. When you have a higher resistance, even though you don't have a whole lot of power, that amp is going to run way more efficient than it will at a lower resistance. So you just kind of have to choose what you want. Do you want something that's super efficient? Then you might want to wire it up at 4 ohms. Do you want something that's going to have a whole lot of power? Then you might want to wire it up to 1 ohm. You want something that's going to give like a happy medium? Then you might want to wire it up at 2 ohms. It just depends on what you want. So now that we've seen series wiring, we want to do parallel wiring. So we want to take the negative on one coil and hook that up to the negative of the other coil. We want to take the positive of one coil, and then we want to hook that up to the positive on the other coil. So now when we do that and we test it, this should drop the resistance. So since this is a dual 4 ohm sub, wiring it up in parallel should give us 2 ohms, 2.2. So if we hook this up to our SMD2K at 2 ohms, this amplifier is going to output 1400 watts to this sub. Now let's see what it's going to do with our dual 2 ohm sub, which is going to be the DD Audio 9510 ESP. Now this Digital Designs 9510 ESP is what you would call a competition 10. I think it handles 2500 RMS and max 7500 watts. And first thing we want to do is we want to measure to see what type of resistance, what type of resting resistance we have on this sub. I already know it's a dual 2, but I'm doing it just so I can show y'all. So it's bouncing between 2.0 and 2.1, and it's a little bit closer to 2 other than what you've seen on the dual 4, which was bouncing around like 4.3, 4.4. We always want to do both of them, because that's one of the ways that you can check to make sure that you have a good working coil, is that they both have resting impedance right around the same. They're not jumping all up and down, nothing like that. Again, spot on right at 2.0. Now with this subwoofer doesn't have push terminals like the first sub did. This one has what's called direct leads. So those tensile leads that we was talking about that's coming from the voice coil is woven onto the spider, but it's going directly to some 10 gauge wire. What we want to do is we want to take the positive on one, hook that up to the negative on the other. So since we just wired it up in series, which means that's one coil, one positive from one coil going to the negative on the other coil, we have added the resistance together. So that's 2 plus 2 is going to give us 4 ohms. Now let's parallel it, which means we're going to hook up both the positives and then hook up both the negatives. So with both positives and both negatives hooked up, we have paralleled this sub, which means we divided the resistance. That's exactly why this thing is bouncing around between 0.9 and 1 ohms. So we're still using our SMD2K at 4 ohms wired in series. Is only going to get about 800 watts going to this sub. Now the RMS on this sub is 2000 or 2500 watts RMS. So what I will probably do is wire this up in parallel, which would divide the resistance or drop the resistance from dual 2 to a single 1. And now our SMD2K is going to give a full 2000 watts RMS to this sub that can handle 2000 watts RMS. Alright y'all, so that's going to be about it on how to wire up a dual voice coil sub. Now if you want to know how to wire up multiple dual voice coil subs, I've already made a couple videos on that. One of them is how to wire up subs inside of a box, where we go over how to wire 2 10s, and that's very detailed, especially for the beginners. I will link that one in the description. And then I have another video where we go over multiple wiring options, like 2 subs, 3 subs, and 4 subs. I'll link that one down there in the description too. But if you found any type of value in this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment if you want to. And at this time, I would like to thank anybody that chooses to support the channel. Whether you guys go in the description and hit those links to get your products, you go to the website to buy a fan subscription, or you support the Patreon, or if you don't want to be held down to anything too long term, but you've seen some value in it and you want to give a little bit extra, there's that super thanks down there at the bottom of the video. You don't have to do any of that, but anything that you do is greatly appreciated. So till next time, this your boy JP signing out, telling y'all to keep going, keep growing. Have a blessed day. Peace.